Hey everybody, it's Tuesday the 27th of December, a couple of days after Christmas. Trying out a new thing for the show. They call this a cold opening to the show. That's where you come out and talk before the intro to the show, and it's cold, which is odd because it's actually pretty cold here. Me, Matt, Cassidy Clark, JP100D over the shoulder. Big news coming out today. The death of Carrie Fisher, probably most known for playing Princess Leia in the Star Wars saga. Pretty sad news to hear, actually. She was 60 years old, fairly young, died of a heart attack. Best wishes to Carrie Fisher's family. On a much, much, much larger side note, it does make you wonder where the new Star Wars trilogy goes from here. Princess Leia played a fairly large part in The Force Awakens, so I'm curious to see where they go from here in the Star. Again, Carrie Fisher's dead. That's the sad thing. The Star Wars thing is another discussion altogether. Just one of my childhood memories is once again gone. So will they pump you up for the show now? Yeah. Eulogy right at the start. Let's go to the intro. Live from Cassidy Clark in beautiful Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Promotional consideration paid for by Trojan condoms. The nutcases that Trump put in the White House. Hell, sex could be illegal in the next 2 or 3 years, let alone abortion. Get yourself some Trojans. And now, he's a friend to everybody. He's loved by these two people. It's your host, Matt Clark. You're too excited. Bring it down. Bring her down. Greetings, Internet, YouTube. It is I, your unemployed superhero, Matty Clark. Yeah, like I mentioned in the cold opening before the intro, Carrie Fisher, the biggest non-world news, the biggest American news probably today, the death of Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. She had a heart attack over the holiday weekend and passed away this morning, apparently. So it's too bad. Hero of mine, I shouldn't say hero of mine, just a beautiful memory from my childhood, Princess Leia. One of the first chicks I had a crush on. You have to admit, you did too, when you were my age back then. Princess Leia is no longer with us. It is the 27th of December. Weather has been wild. The Friday before Christmas, we had a pretty heavy snowstorm here in Iowa. It forced me to reschedule a job interview because of the fact that the job interview was about 2 hours from where I live. And I wasn't too worried about getting there. My concern was getting back. As it got colder, the snow turning to ice, that kind of thing. So I rescheduled it. See what else is going on in the world. So yeah, chair about fell over. Still unemployed. Not surprised. Probably won't hear much until after the first of the year. more or less. So you'll get to see more of these as we head towards New Year's. Ugh. Tired. Dad came home for the weekend. Went and got him. My brother went and got him Friday morning before the snow started. He pretty much spent the whole weekend here at the house. Dad has some very bizarre sleeping habits. He was pretty much up the entire time he was here. He didn't sleep all that much, so consequently, I didn't sleep all that much. I spent most of the day. We took him home yesterday at about, 1 or so in the afternoon. I came home and went to bed and just slept. I was just tired. Not much sleep at all while Pop was here. Not that I'm complaining. Still tired. Not that I'm complaining. It was good to have Pop around for the holidays. Just didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Gotta get my sleep back on track again. Max went crazy with Pop here. He hadn't seen Pop in a little while, so he went crazy. It was a good holiday weekend, though. The weather has actually somewhat gotten a lot better. A lot of the snow that came down isn't down anymore, which kind of surprised me. So other than that, it's been pretty decent outside, for the most part. What's going on in the world? Well, apparently, your president and mine, Barack Obama, is having a prick-waving contest with the president-elect, Donald Trump, which I kind of find amusing because basically, I'm going to paraphrase here. Basically, Barack Obama said that if I would have ran for president and I would have voiced my message of inclusion and my message of one nation kind of a thing, that he would have beat Donald Trump for president. I get where he's coming from. It's kind of funny, though, because in a way, he pissed in Hillary Clinton's bowl of Cheerios by saying that, because basically he's saying, because basically Hillary ran on the same platform that Barack was going to. Let's face it, if Hillary would have won, it would have been 4 more years of Barack. She would have ran the same White House that Barack did. Let's face it. And he's basically saying that because she tried to spread the message, Trump won, if you look at it in a roundabout way. So in a sense, yeah, he was pissing in her Cheerios, which I find hilarious. That the Democrats now are trying to figure out who to blame for Trump winning. The next election in 4 years should be quite interesting. See how Democrats run for it. He did say one thing I disagree with, though, that he thinks that the country on a whole has accepted the message of inclusion and tolerance. Parts of it have. I think, and this election should show you that the middle of the country still not all that inclusive. They don't give a shit. They want jobs. When it comes down to it, Americans are mostly about self-interest, and until Democrats figure that out, they may have a hard time winning in the future. Republicans still have the self-interest yap. It's Tuesday, so you know what time it is, don't you? Oh yeah. You've been waiting for this. You've been waiting your whole Christmas week for me to announce this week's cartoon character, I'd have a three-way with.
Cartoon character I'd have a three-way with.
Okay, before we get going on the cartoon character du jour, I did want to make one slight announcement. If you remember correctly, the second character that was included in this series, Jessica Rabbit, this is a little while, few weeks ago. I recently found out from our good friends at the YouTube that the song that Jessica Rabbit was singing in the video I showed, somebody has the rights to it apparently, and they dinged my video for having the song in it, and they didn't tell me to take the video down. Instead, they wanted to claim any profits made from the video, which is kind of funny because none of my videos should be generating a profit at all. I don't do YouTube money video stuff. That's not what I think is funny. What I think is funny is these people ding the video for using their song in the video, and it's about having sex with her and a rabbit. Apparently they didn't watch the video, or else they probably would have asked me to take it down. But hey, no rest for the wicked, I guess. Anyway, I find it. I'm not going to take the video down, by the way, and I'm going to let them claim the copyright all they want, because I'm not going to make any money off of it. I'm not making money off any of these. I'm not asking for YouTube to pay me anything for these videos, so. Anywho, let's talk. Cartoon character. This week's character is actually a bit of a toughie. On a number of fronts. First of all, it's a character that's appeared in hundreds of guises across multiple materials over the years. She's been in movies. She's been in comic books. She's been in just plain books. Cartoon series. I'm going to do a specific cartoon series she was in. She's been in video games. The character I'm talking, of course, about is Catwoman from Batman, the animated series. Let's try and break into the copyright infringement. Ready? Let's take a look.
Catwoman, I presume.
Well, well. Look what the bat dragged in.
Give up. I've caught you.
Caught me? At what?
Returning to the scene of your crime.
Look, Batgirl, is it? I'm just trying to find out who took the Jade Cat statue. It's an art treasure. It belongs to the world.
Okay. That was Batgirl was also in that video. We may or may not talk about Batgirl in the future. At least in this series, the Batman animated series, she wasn't. Anyway, Catwoman. If you noticed from watching the video, I might put a picture up here as well. The guys that did Batman the animated series, interesting guys, I think, or gals, whoever did the series. Could have been gals too, for all I know. All I know is the majority of Batman's female villains in the series have some very perky breasts for cartoon characters. That's why I love Catwoman so much. She's very perky. She's got a great voice too. I'm not quite sure what actress voiced her character. I may find out and put that in a little tag down here below. She's got a great voice, whoever voiced a character. She's Catwoman, so she's a bit of a little tease, a little bit of a cock tease. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's a little bit of dominatrix in the character of Catwoman. Like I said, she's been in 1,000 different uh, forms over the years. She was portrayed in a Batman movie by Anne Hathaway, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head at the moment. I was never a big fan of hers anyway. The other Catwoman. I'll probably put her name in here as well. The movie versions of Catwoman, never a big fan of, including the Halle Berry version. Holy shit, that was just terrible. Halle Berry's hot, don't get me wrong, but that movie was just atrocious. I didn't even get like 10 minutes into that movie before I shut it off. The comic book versions of her are normally drawn very, very hot. They're going to do I just read online the other day that they're going to do, they call it Gotham City Sirens. It's a version of a comic book that was written a few years ago about Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn becoming besties and trying to take over Gotham. Very well received comic book when it came out. The movie should be done pretty well too. In fact, here's a interesting tidbit for all you folks out there. In the comic books, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are actually a couple, a lesbian couple, which we're going to talk about down the line. Trust me on that one. That one's just filled with possibilities. We'll talk about that. For now, though, I want to get Catwoman from Batman the Animated Series the love she deserves. If we're going to talk about three-ways, remember there's two types of three-ways, the male-male three-way, male-male-female three-way, the devil's three-way, or my personal favorite, the spit roast. And then there's the female-female-male version, which every man apparently dreams about. I haven't got a good name for that one yet. Male-male-female version, the spit roast. Gotta go with Batman. There's many men in the Batman animated series canon, but Catwoman and Batman have that sexual tension, which made no sense for a child's cartoon in the 90s. But they got it. And so you got to go Batman. And you got to do them in the costumes, too. Leave the cowl on. Leave the suit on. If we're going to spit roast Catwoman, me and a Batman, we got to do it full get-up. Because it'll ruin it for me. If not, and I'll put a get-up on. You know, I'll put some... You probably don't want to see me in a get-up. Like a spandex type of a thing. You probably don't want to see that. Maybe the penguin outfit. I could probably do a penguin outfit pretty well. Yeah, I could probably do a penguin outfit. Penguin outfit. That was my penguin, by the way. Anyway, that's kind of my Dick Cheney impression, too. Anyway. So, yeah, you got to go Batman. I wouldn't do Joker because Joker, we know, is crazy. And Joker would probably spew all over you after he got done doing his thing. Or killing you on top of it. Dr. Freeze, you don't want to do that. Robin, interesting. See, here's the thing. There is no Robin, if I remember correctly, from Batman the Animated Series. It was just strictly Batman. There's been a few Robins over the years, including his son. Batman had a son with... I won't go into all that. There's been a few Robins over the years. Of course, you wouldn't do the young boy Robin. That would just be wrong. We'd probably have to do the adult Robin, who's now called Nightwing. He's a vigilante of his own in a town called Bloodhaven. Robin's a possibility, but you got to go Batman. You got to go Batman for... Because let's face it, if anybody has condoms on him, it's Batman in the utility belt. He's got to have some condoms on him. It's the first line of protection. First line of protection. Let's see. What would be... if we had a Batman, Catwoman, male, female three-way, we would obviously, first of all, it's a three-way. That's number one. the porn subgenres, of course. Number 1, three-way. Number 2, cartoon characters, obviously. 3, I want to say cosplay here, because cosplay is a very large underground porn community, but that's kind of wrapped into the cartoon character porn. And since Catwoman and Batman don't actually portray animals, so to speak, it probably wouldn't work as far as a faw bestiality kind of a thing. And neither one of them have superpowers, so you can't really call it a superhero three-way. So I'm just going to go with 2 on this one. The straight three-way, and then the cartoon character three-way. So only 2 subgenres in the Catwoman three-way. The other 3, free female, female, male. Interesting here, because we've got a lot of choices in the Batman universe as far as the animated series, though, kind of cuts those down a few. Really, the only 2 female characters are Catwoman and Poison Ivy, which could have her own little video. Batgirl is in there, but I was never a big fan of Batgirl. And we know Poison Ivy and Catwoman have a relationship. They have a friendship in the future, so we can go with that. And they kind of have a mild friendship in the animated series universe as well. So we got to go with Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and myself in a female, female, male three-way, which in and of itself could be a lot of fun. The Poison Ivy character, again, perky breasts, drawn very nicely. I could do a whole video on Poison Ivy as well. I might do that in the future, who knows. Poison Ivy's a redhead, though, and redheads, guys out there know redheaded women are kind of a little off the reservation. But anyway, on a strict, three-way basis, no problems with Poison Ivy at all. As far as subgenres go, female, female, male three-way, and again, cartoon characters. Poison Ivy does have a superpower, though. She can talk to plants, which may mean I could wind up with like a tree root up my ass during the sexual encounter, which would not be fun. But hey, until you try it, who knows? But I want to say it wouldn't be fun. From a pure manliness standpoint. That'd be a little... Anyway, that'd be a bad place to get a splinter. But anyway, so yeah, she has a superpower. So we're going to throw 3 in there. The superpowered, which isn't really a subgenre of porn, but I'm going to make it, goddammit, because Poison Ivy could have sex with you with a plant. She could do that. So that's something that needs to be respected. So technically, we could spit roast Catwoman, me and Poison Ivy could, because she could like take a plant and... I'm going too far with this, aren't I? When I stop and think about it, yeah, we'll just go with the strict female forget all that. Yeah, Poison Ivy, myself, and the Catwoman. That would be the other three-way. And that, friends, is this week's edition of Cartoon Characters I have a three-way with. All right. Well, clock on the wall says we're approaching 4. There's some other bowl games on today that I'm probably going to watch. A lot of bowl games this week. Some are good. Some I just got through watching the Army North Texas bowl game that ended in overtime. Very good bowl game. The Temple bowl game does not look that good. Temple is just running over top of their opposition at the moment, but we'll see. Wake Forest is kind of in turmoil right now with that whole cheating thing they got caught with. So, that would be was as good as you as it was for me. If you're smoking right now, God bless you. It's Tuesday. I'll come back tomorrow. Working on other segments for the show. I haven't quite ironed them all out yet, but I'm working on it. and we'll just go from there. That's all I got for today. This has been your Unemployed Superhero. Come on. Well, come on. This has been your Unemployed Superhero with Max the Wonder Dog. Say goodbye, Max. Say not bye to me, to them. I'm not going anywhere. Max says goodbye. This has been me. See, this is him saying goodbye. Have a good Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Mañana. I think that's the right word. I don't know. You have a good one, and I'll be back with you soon. Have a good one. Stay sexy, San Diego. And for God's sakes, be good to your mother.